Hello, 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 my darling. How are you? I am beautiful. I'm happy. I'm a happy kid. I'm a happy kid. What can I say? I'm just a happy kid. I tried to record myself earlier on, and my energy levels were very low because something happened in my complex that made me sad. Oh. I became very sad today after swimming, guys, and I couldn't record myself. And by the way, I couldn't record myself. Let me finish the statement. I couldn't record myself because my energy levels were down. When I tried to do it, I realized that I can't release this video. It's not me. I'm not that unless I'm sleeping. So my left eye here, somewhere here, has got a pimple, a small pimple, So the small pimple is causing my eyes to go red because it's irritating. It's not really painful, but it's irritating. I wanted to speak about these earrings for a minute, for a second. So I got these earrings, Nina, when I just after I got employed. That means it's 10 years back, or 9, plus minus 10, 9 to 10 years. And these earrings came from my friend Precious Sbanyun, okay? She's known as Precious Pole on Facebook, and she bought me these beautiful earrings. And when I look for something like this, or anything close to this, they are costing plus minus 2,000. And I freak out when I have to buy earrings for 2,000. But this earring that I'm wearing, that you always see me wearing, is so comfy. It makes me feel beautiful. It does not make my ears itch because I've got a skin problem. I've got eczema. So before I continue, I wanted to say, Mama Lulu, I need a pair because I'm always on these earrings, and these earrings make me feel great. That's not the reason why I'm here. That is not the reason why I am here. I'm in my beautiful children's room. You know, my kids, when they come to mommy, they sleep in this room. Yes, my daughter loves crashing on the other side. Okay, so I can call this my son's room because my son, he doesn't crash anywhere. He crashes in here, and it's giving me a beautiful light. So something happened today in my complex, and I think kunomshikashika wokutshontsha VW in my complex. Kodwa ke asikho lapho, my darlings. I'm here to review the book. I know, right? I know you are tired. And today when I tried to upload the video, Facebook decided, when I uploaded on Facebook, because I uploaded on Facebook and YouTube, when I uploaded on Facebook, Facebook decided to make the reels. And sometimes my mind, because I was about to swim, my mind was just focused on swimming. I forgot to turn off the reels. So excuse me and forgive me. Here is the man for you. Here is the man for you. His name is Percy Singo. Guys, please note that Percy Singo did not contract me to advertise his book. I am just a financial management fanatic, and I believe that my African people, my black people, we can do better when it comes to finances. And I promised you that I'm going to review chapter 1. But I am not going to review chapter 1 now. I'm going to review chapter 2 because that's where it begins. In chapter 1, please grab the book. In chapter 1, he's talking about the reason why he started saving with 300 when he started to earn a stipend of 6,000. Because he had already learned the financial principles from his pastor, Mr. Muligwe, he decided to save. So it was already engraved in his head. You understand? That's why it's very important to teach our children at a young age. Because when they have got these things instilled in their mind, they do it effortlessly. So what Percy Singo was doing when he started working, he already knew in his subconscious mind that somehow he needs to manage his finances. Okay. So because I'm not going to give you the whole book, I want you, I need to cut my hair. I want you to go and buy the book for yourself. I'm just going to pull out some nuggets that resonated with me. The things that made me go, Percy Singo. Yeah. Why are you doing this to me? Those things, I'm going to pull those things and I speak to them. That does not mean that the chapter or the entire book spoke to me about those things only. It simply means that these are the things that resonated with me enough for me to start speaking on those things. So, Uputi Percy Singo speaks mostly about the principles that I've always believed, because I've been into understanding finances from a very long time. I won't say young age, but very long time. Something that triggered me was when I received my father's money. Okay, the last of his inheritance, the money I inherited from my father, was 1,500. And I realized that for the man that my dad was, or he's spoken to be, I should have inherited way too much compared to what I inherited from him. And all I could buy was 2 pairs of sneakers for me and my younger brother. And then the rest, I bought food. And I realized that as a smart, beautiful young woman, I could have done more, based on the fact that my dad could have left me a lot of money and I would have gone to school. So because I'm a generational wealth builder, that is beginning, taking from her father that loved to leave something for his children, but couldn't because a lot of things happened in the process. I started on the journey to financial freedom, and I am almost financial free. To me, financial freedom means that I can retire when I'm still working. You understand? So I want to retire and be in a position whereby I look back and I realize that even though I'm still working, because I'm a hard worker and a hustler, and even though I'm still working, I have retired and I can live freely. So Percy Singo speaks of those things. And here is one of the nuggets that he leaves. Okay, so we are going to read some of the things that he has left. I'm going to quote, because I believe that the men have spent so much time compiling this information. So you need to buy the book. Let's buy the book, guys. Let's buy the books. I'm not saying, Uguti, if you can't afford the book, you can borrow from a friend. No. I'm saying if you can afford the book, let's uplift our own brother. Let's make sure that for the knowledge that is imparting to the community, he is getting something out of it. You know why I'm saying this? Because part of the book is speaking about giving to the community and the church. So, because the man believes in giving, and he believes that when we give, which I am a giver, I did tell you that when I receive my stars, I'll be taking the money and hoying it and propelling it towards my charity. I'm a charity holder. I have a charity that I gift to, and I have got young people that I am uplifting in the community. I'm using other people's hands because I'm not available all the time. But at the end of the day, because Percy Singo is gifting some of his money to the community, please let's buy his book. His book is How to Make Your Salary Work for You. You can get it on Amazon. If you need more details, go to Percy Singo's page. He's a good responder. He responds very quickly. Ne? So he responded to me, and I tried Amazon, and Amazon did not work for me because I forgot my Amazon password. So I decided to do the Korea one, and I got the physical book, and I couldn't be happier. So I'm starting in chapter 2. In chapter 2, Percy Singo, I know I've spent 10 minutes speaking. I hope to clip this one and then make it a bit shorter. In chapter 2, Percy Singo speaks of saving lifestyle. So the man believes in saving. If you have been following him, you should know that Percy Singo is a saving person. He saves and he pays off his houses. He paid off his houses. He also paid off his car cash. So, Percy Singo in chapter 2 is saying that if you want to start saving, and you want to change your lifestyle, you have to start managing yourself. I wanted that word. I'm looking for that proper word. I don't want to speak things out of his book, outside his book. So he says, people who say they cannot save, Nina, it's people who don't want to manage their life, or they cannot manage their lifestyle. Imagine, simply because you can't manage yourself, inside you know what you want, you know what your heart is desiring, but because you cannot manage yourself, and then it leads you to not managing your finances. That's his first opening statement in chapter 2. So, Kebo Dali, uthi no Percy Singo, uthi asizmanageni bo sweetheart. He says we must manage ourselves. And if you cannot manage ourselves, you will say, if you cannot manage yourself, you are going to say, when I cannot save. So if you cannot save money and you give excuses why you cannot save money, it's simply because you are failing to manage yourself. Percy Singo. I told you the man, it seems like he has got a shambok to whip us. Whip. He says, if you fail to put money aside month end, if you are a working individual, or you are someone who's earning something at the end of the month, it's simply because you are failing to manage yourself. I never said that. Uyasho put akusiyimi ubhuti uyasho ukuthi when you start to fail to manage yourself, you will find excuses, you'll find ways to say, hey, mina ngikwazi ukusave, mina nisikoti kusave, hayi nethi atikona usave chelede. Hey, Percy Singo is saying loko ungasikoti kusave mali, imhaka ya ku ri u tsandeka ku manager, a wu swi koti ku tihla hi Xitsonga loko hi swi angarhela ve ra wu swi koti ku tihlayisa, a wu ti koti we n'winyi wa so. That hit very deep, my darlings. And I told you yesterday, I couldn't sleep. I felt like Sandra fuka Sandra lava ku ta ku hundla hi samboko leyiwani. South African National Blood Services. Also, I donate blood. I told you, if you can donate blood, please, more especially if you are O negative, ne, because siyayidinga le gazi mase school. I need ngati le one loko hi vabya hi na va O negative. Ankokwa lana nleka body pace. Percy Singo even teaches about you writing your monthly expenses. Okay, he says you cannot start to save if you don't know what you are spending per month. What are your needs and your monthly expenditure? So you need to know your monthly expenditure in order for you to start saving. Okay, this is just in chapter 2, and I'm not gonna read the whole chapter for you. I'm going to do the nuggets. So in my journal, because yabona the Percy Singo has inspired me, but I already had the journal anyways. My journal, this is what's written on my journal. My journal says, it quotes Jeremiah 29 verse 11, because I'm a believer in God and I believe God made me beautiful and wonderful. I'm wonderfully made and I'm gorgeous, and that's why I have this bubbly personality. Imagine God being happy at you and say, Sandra, you know, my darling, gorgeous daughter, I want to give you a bubbly personality. So Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I have a future that the people did not believe I might have. And God gave me the future. So in this future life that I'm living in, from girl wa kusinda, nwanyana wo sinda wo makamana mlele ajim Johnson kula ilim neleka nkuzani. From Kuzani ilimi Vandezi Jim Jones Mabambe. This girl is saying to you, she's learning from Percy Singo, and then these are the nuggets that I learned from chapter 2 that I wrote down in my beautiful, beautiful journal. It says, number 1, saving is managing yourself. I've already spoken about that you need to manage yourself, meaning you need to contain yourself. If you feel like splurging money, Anina, stop wasting money unnecessarily. If you feel like ufunuk tenga, that's the one thing that people are glossing around and they are trending around, and it's not something that you wanted to buy, leave it alone. It is not intended for you. Look at your life, look at your goals, look at what you want to do tomorrow. Somewhere in his book, I said I'm not gonna share everything. Somewhere in his book, he says when he saves with a goal. I'm gonna go there as I review the book. He says he saves with a goal. In his heart, every day when he wants to do something out of line or out of his plans, he thinks of the goal that he's going to achieve one day. And when that goal arrives, when the day arrives for him to do that one thing, then he does it wholeheartedly, knowing that he has saved, he has he disciplined himself, he's tried to contain himself, he's tried everything in his power not to waste his money. So number 2, the things that I'm taking from his book, number 2 is an increase in your income does not mean increase your expenses. How many of you, when you get an increase on your salary, you go buy a new car? Yeah. Marimpo, utumi upuma ikazi. Mr. Singo is saying, do not increase your expenses when you get your salary increase. It is an opportunity for you to do what? To start saving. Part of his saving advantages, he said it, I'm still going to go there. He says that when you want to grow your savings, when you earn money through an increase, just know that increase has got nothing to do with your expenses. That increase is about your savings. I told you, Ogote, I have a pimple somewhere in my eyes, so it's painful and it's itchy and it's causing me to scratch my eyes. That's why they look like the way they look. So I'm still on chapter 2 of Mr. Singo's book. This is how he looks. I don't want to talk about his looks. But Mr. Singo looks like this. If you are looking for him on Facebook, I don't know the other sites that he's in. I'm only following him on Facebook, and I've seen him on YouTube. I discovered him on YouTube when I was struggling with finding other property developers and investors in South Africa that had first-hand information on how to do it, and I reached out to him, and because he answered my inbox, I got excited, and I don't want to say the word because Nina nizohamba niyongquota wrong. I fell in love with his work. I never said I fell in love the other way. I fell in love with his work, and I jumped up and down, and I'm still jumping up and down. And by the way, the book comes with his signature. There is his signature. I don't want to show it much, but he signed the book for me, and he said to me, read, implement, and testify. So this is my testimony to say, Mina, I have been benefiting from Mr. Singo's work on Facebook and YouTube. I haven't found him on other social medias because I'm not there. I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So that's where I found him. So please catch Mr. Singo. Mr. Singo is saying saving is managing yourself, except for managing yourself. When you get an increase, these are my take homes from chapter 2 of his book. He says when you have an increase in your income, please start saving that part of the money because it is not yours to splurge on. So number 3, the last one I want to talk about on this video, I'm gonna stop at 25 minutes. If you do not manage your finances, you put a burden to your loved ones because you will constantly borrow from them whilst they have budgeted for their own expenses. And then the last one, which I'm not going to discuss, I'm just saying, the principle of saving is actually living within or below your means. I'm quoting Mr. Singo. He says, when you don't budget your money, you start putting a burden to the people who love you because you'll always constantly be borrowing from them. I wrote it in my journal. It's in this book. It's not me. It's Mr. Singo saying it. Please, guys, if you cannot buy the book by yourself, I recommend. I'm recommending. This is not recommended by the author. I disclaim. This is recommended by me, Khazamula Nkuna Trading, after my father, Khazamula Lawrence China Nkuna, Bongani Sandra Nkuna, Bongi Khazamula. You can call me anything between those 4 names. I am saying if you cannot buy this by yourself, join a friend. Conjoin a friend and then recruit them to buy this book together, have it couriered to where you are. I have seen many people getting the book directly from the author. I'm still going to meet him. I am manifesting meeting Percy Singo. I've manifested it a long time ago. I never knew that I'm going to touch something that he touched, and somewhere, somehow along the line, he published this book, and I am touching a book that he touched, and he signed himself. And I'm saying to you today, buy this book combined with your friend. We are still going to learn a lot from this book. I'm sorry that I am talking a lot about this book is because I'm so excited, and I'm saying mina Sandra Nkuna Khazamula Nwana Khazamula wale Jim Jones wo makama lamlele wakankura wakamabutani mabuta baitwile ena bakamabutani wabativa ena bakamabutani ena bakamabutani. I'm saying this book from the author is helping me relook at my life. And then the nugget that I left for you, the last one is, when you start in the journey that I'm in, you'll realize that you are putting so much pressure in the people who love you, because they try and always try to help you. And when you are not aware, you are simply borrowing money, you are simply telling them your stories and all these other things. Even if you are earning a grant from the government, at least join a friend, combine money with a friend, and order this book from Percy Singo. Unfortunately, for the sake of the men to get money, we are not going to share the entire book. You need to go and buy the book. It's also on Amazon, according to what he said. I tried Amazon and I forgot my password, and I tried several times and I ended up getting blocked. But I decided if Amazon is going to block me, I really need the hard copy one. And I'm saying I read the book from the forward to the intro, to chapter 1 and then to chapter 2. I went to chapter 3. Chapter 3, he's speaking about financing cars. Examples. He gives examples of different people who are earning money, and buying cars differently and using different methods. So I'll be going to chapter 3 and 4 together, because chapter 3 is speaking to those people who want to buy cars, and they have to learn about balloon payment, and they have to learn about the difference between buying cash and buying what's this other thing, buying using your personal loan, or buying using the bank. So I can speak the whole hour and the whole day, because I am in love. I'm in love, oh my darling. I'm in love with how to make your salary work for you. And I am hoping that this review impact a lot of you. And I'm hoping that this review make you understand that you can start. Percy Singo started with a stipend of 6,000 when he started after doing his engineering a degree at Vets University. He earned 6,000. For me, I earned 2,300 after doing my diploma in electrical engineering. And right now, I can tell you, I resonate with Uputilana, and I'm so happy. For anyone who has been asking me how I started my property business, I'm going to tell you, I started my property business because of COVID-19 and then being retrenched. And Percy Singo is also addressing such things here. I hope I did not record myself too long. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to take a nap, and I'll come back and continue in chapter 4.